Okay, finally, somebody wants to talk about the Frank Raymond interview. Jan in SLV. Hi, Jan.
Hi, Georgia. Hi, Sam.
Oh, finally,
Hey, Jan. How you doing today?
Listened.
I tell you, Georgia, I just sat there. I didn't do anything else. I just listened to this man, and he was brilliant.
Oh.
He really saw what was going on in the world because he lived in different places, and he saw how people live.
And how they behave.
And I thank him for the fact that, one of the things he talked about was the fact that other people look at us and say, these people are so not bad. I can't think of the word at the moment, but they can't even do their own work.
Yes.
They need other people to do their work. It's not that we're, this is the kind of work our children used to do. And people just starting out used to do.
Yes.
But when I never looked at it that way before.
There were so many things, Jan, that I had never thought of. These unique qualities to the white race. I thought it was so beautiful, and I've had quite an interesting response, mostly positive, but a few negatives. He got an enormous response through his Facebook, 70% positive, 30% negative. But what was interesting, a lot of San Francisco people that responded to him said, "Oh my goodness, thank you for KSCO and to Georgia for having the courage to talk about this subject. It is real, we know it, and we want a second interview." Now that came from him and a bunch of Facebook people. A lot of books were sold, which I was thrilled. The book is Sweet Dreams and Terror Sells. It is tremendous, I tell you. But I thought he educated us, Jan, to the uniqueness that we don't hear ever any positives about our race.
I couldn't believe it. We're the only ones that look beyond ourselves, our families,
the
our
concentric ring that we extend beyond our self-ring. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
It was.
Yeah.
And to think it was almost stolen, by, that's another point I wanted to make, that, these people who wanted to steal our country, I hope they do go to Canada.
Yeah.
It's basically a UN takeover. They're moving in. That's why we have all these UN people here in Santa Cruz, San Francisco, all these places. These leaders that we have were trying to take us to a position where we were under the rule of the UN.
Call them the sneak rulers, Jan. That's what they are. They're the sneak rulers.
I believe they were promised positions of power, and that's why they were all for this. And
it's interesting, Jan. The few people that were offended by the interview that called the show racist or referred to him as a racist, which I found fascinating, a non-white guy being called a racist, but we know racist is just another word for anti-white. But had Frank spent 2 hours with me extolling the virtues of the brown people or the black people, I would have been cheered, bravo, bravo, oh, isn't he wonderful? But God forbid you stand up for white, man, and you will be attacked. That's what I get from it, Jan.
I just want to say to everybody, if you didn't hear Wednesday's show, go on to the internet and
ZBSradio.com, and anyone who wants to hear more from Frank, go to www.redicecreations.com. He's got tremendous interviews there that will just blow your mind. He's just a magnificent person. I was so proud. I was so proud of the show, personally.
And his last name is Raymond.
Raymond.
Right?
R-A-Y-M-O-N-D.
Yeah, because I didn't get the last name until I talked to the call screener today, but I went to a meeting last night, and I was telling people about this book. And
good, Jan. Well,
I'm going to get the word out.
A lot of books were sold, and I hope a lot more books are sold, because I'll tell you, you will see on those pages the landscape of where you live that is now being disturbed and changed through stack and pack housing is all described in his book. He hits everything. It's a remarkable book.
Yeah, and if nothing else, if we can teach the rest of the world how to look outside of the rings of their lives,
and
help other people, then we've accomplished a lot.
Well, and I also think it's why it's so critical that we do preserve the natural nature of the white race, which is to look outside the self ring and to go beyond yourself, to explore as white people have done, and who gave us Western civilization, Jan. Let's not forget it.
That's another point that he made. You know, people say, well, we were settled by European settlers, and he said, no, we were started by conquerors.
Conquering. As all people.
These people who were brave enough to get out there and to explore and discover the world and all. That's a much better way of looking at it.
It is, because if you read the Bible or you read history, you know that people have been conquering people since the beginning of civilization.
Right.
But Jan, I am so thrilled at your call that it affected you that way. My husband, who thought I was making a mistake to have a 2-hour show with few callers, he said, that's not your format, Georgia. I think it's going to be a mistake. When I got home, he said, oh my God, what I learned today, and you were right. It was great, Georgia. So
yeah, I was wondering why you were doing that, and then I fully understood. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Jan. Thank you for the call, honey. Okay, everybody, we have to take that break. Let's do it, Sam, and we got a whole full board. We'll get back to you all very quickly.
When it comes to selecting a doctor, dentist, or an accountant, we all want to know who is going to take care of us, right? So before you select a gunsmith, I invite you to drop by Del Valle Gunsmithing and get to know us. Hello, I'm Ray Parga, owner of Del Valle Gunsmithing in Marina. I am very proud of the reputation we have earned in our 30 years of service to the Central Coast community of gun owners and soon-to-be gun owners. Drop by and get to know us. We are at 224 Rhinedollar in Marina. Here's what you will find happening right now at Del Valle Gunsmithing.
Mention you heard Ray on KSCO, and he will cover your California gun registration fees on in-store gun purchases.
We all want to know who is going to take care of us, right? When it comes to your handguns and rifles, choose the family-owned gunsmith with a 30-year reputation of excellent service. We are Del Valle Gunsmithing at 224 Rhinedollar in Marina. Drop by Del Valle Gunsmithing and get to know us. 831-384-1911. That's 384-1911 or DelValleGunsmithing.com. DelValleGunsmithing.com.
Hi, Jacoby here, host of Raising the Standards, right here on KSCO Saturdays, 5 p.m. Tune in and join me, Rachel, my co-host, our buddy Rick, and some of the most interesting folks in the world as we chat and play the best music on the planet. Now remember, if at some point during the program you're not offended, well, you're just not listening. Raising the Standards, Saturdays here on KSCO.
Don't miss Raising the Standards with Mike Jacoby, Rick, and Rachel. Saturdays from 5 to 6 p.m.
The saying goes, if you don't know the law, know a lawyer. This is Monterey College of Law Dean Mitchell Winnick. Join my co-host, Law Professor Stephen Wagner, and me each week for Wagner and Winnick on the Law. Saturday afternoons from 4 to 5 p.m., we will discuss the laws that affect each and every one of our daily lives. Wagner and Winnick on the Law, Saturdays, 4 p.m., here on KSCO AM 1080.
Now, Kevin, oh boy, Kevin in Felton has a comment about the Frank Raymond show. Hi, Kevin.
Good afternoon, Georgia.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm a first-time caller to your program because normally I'm at work.
Well, welcome in.
Thank you kindly. But I've enjoyed your show. Jan and SLV beat me to the punch.
Okay.
Your guest on Wednesday was mesmerizing, eloquent. Educational. His idea of the concentric circles
was beautiful.
About the Caucasian. I'm trying to get away from the word white, but Caucasian aspect of things was very well thought out from someone who is not a Caucasian, and his ideas and his presentation were just so. Like I say, mesmerizing.
Well,
the idea of other cultures, and I admit my own ignorance, that our culture writes books with animals and for children, and I always was under the impression, no matter what culture you went to, authors in those countries would write books about that.
Isn't that fascinating, Kevin?
That was fascinating.
It
was like, the Caucasian European aspect of our Western culture wrote these books and inspired people like him.
Exactly.
And it was like, and I definitely hope you have a second interview with him.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. I would like to. I thought he was mesmerizing. You used the right word, which is why I kind of wanted to give him the mic and let him run, because I thought he has so much to say. I learned so much about the Caucasian race. I didn't know we were the only people, for instance, that do dog shows.
Yes,
Did you
exactly.
know that?
I know.
You know,
right.
Crossword puzzles. I mean, they may seem superficial, but they all are part of the soul of the white Caucasian race that go on to create new rockets and all the things that we enjoy in Western civilization. That's where it comes from, Kevin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One quick question is, I am I have the phobia for computers, even though I own one.
Okay.
I've never ordered anything on a computer because even in my lack of computer education, my computer was hacked, even though I had nothing on it. But it's is there a bookstore
that carries it? I don't think so. I think it's only available on Amazon.com.
Okay,
is there a friend that you have that could help you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'll have a friend help me with that because
I promise
definitely am
you will
intrigued.
not regret it.
I am definitely intrigued to read his book. Thank you for your show, your interview, and I welcome the next installment of his interview.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you for that call. Okay, Sam, are you saying we need to get to break?
You bet I am.
All right. That CBS News rolls around awfully fast, so we're going to do it again, everybody. But we'll be back.
Coast Paper and Supply has been family-owned and operated since 1948. They have a wide array of products available, including brand name and eco-friendly cleaning supplies, paper goods, and compostable plates, cups, and cutlery. Whether your needs are for business or home, Coast Paper and Supply's friendly and reliable staff have what you're looking for. They even accommodate special orders. You can find them at 151 Josephine on River Street in Santa Cruz, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30, or call at 831-423-3350. Coast Paper and Supply is a proud member of Think Local First.
Hey, buddy, it's me, your laptop. That's right, your little modern marvel of technology you've been abusing for months. Dude, we need to talk. Do you really think that those free PC Fix-It programs are any match for today's spyware and malware? Not to mention the NSA and some of those websites you've been visiting. Now, I'm not here to judge, I'm just saying. You need to take me to Peter and the friendly staff at User Friendly Computing to get me back into tip-top shape.
Tired of unfriendly computer support, slow computer, viruses, spyware? No problem. Call the friendly computer experts at User Friendly Computing. We take care of all your PC, Macintosh, and laptop needs. Mention KSCO and get a free $50 diagnostic. Visit us today at 505 River Street on the way to downtown Santa Cruz, across from Gateway Plaza. We give you a choice. Drop your computer by the shop, or we'll come to you. Call us today at 423-9653. User Friendly Computing.
I'm Gary Shapiro, host of From the Bookshelf, Monday nights at 7 here on KSCO. This week, my guest is historian and music critic David Haydu. He's just written a new book. It's called Love for Sale, Pop Music in America. And we have a great conversation this Monday at 7 on From the Bookshelf right here on KSCO with me, Gary Shapiro.
CBS News Update. President Trump makes a first move toward closing U.S. borders to outsiders. He signed an executive order at the Pentagon calling for extreme vetting for refugees.
To keep radical Islamic terrorists out of the United States of America. We don't want them here.
Abraham Hooper with the Council on American Islamic Relations.
From what we understand, it will indefinitely block the entry of Syrian refugees. And these are the refugees that perhaps in the entire world are most in need of support and safety.
Also today, President Trump told the Christian Broadcasting Network he agrees with his chief strategist Steve Bannon's characterization of the mainstream media.
The dishonesty, the total deceit and deception makes them certainly partially the opposition party, absolutely. I think they're much more capable than the opposition party.
CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Hi, this is Larry Spittler from Bullseye Archery. We're located in Scotts Valley. We have all levels of archery. We have traditional, longbow, and compounds. A tremendous amount of inventory. I think you'll be surprised. It's a small store with everything. And we've just opened a brand new range. You're going to love it. Half the size of a competition range, but we're going to also have French tuning in there. And you can come in and shoot your bows for only $10 an hour or $5 for half an hour. And we also have lessons. The lessons are as cheap as $15 an hour. We also rent bows.
I'm Jeannie from Bullseye Archery. I'm partners with Larry in the shop. And I want the women out there to know that they can shoot as well as a man can. With a 30-pound bow, I shoot 100 yards, and I can hit the bullseye, and so can you.
We have bows for women, for men, and for kids as well. Bullseye Archery in Scotts Valley, 5299 Scotts Valley Drive.
Okay, Lester says in an email, Georgia, your guest on Wednesday was one of the best I've ever heard on KSCO. His claim that white America is the most diverse is totally true. Indian people are super intelligent and very grounded, plus their society is very ancient. I'm sure you've seen all of the smart engineers in Silicon Valley. He was a great guest. I agree with you, Lester, and thank you for that. Gordy wants to talk to us about sanctuary cities. Hi, Gordy.
Hi. Yeah, I repeat what the other comments have been about your interview.
Good.
It's quite illuminating. Mm-hmm. It consolidated and clarified a lot of thoughts that many of us have had for quite some time, and he did it in a way that was non-offensive.
Thank you, Gordy. I agree totally. It was a beautiful, beautiful way to hear words like that come out of a non-white man's mouth who has such a deep appreciation for the white Caucasian race.
Or hey, let's take our last break and get back
and then Rory,
finish
you're
up
up.
These calls.
All right, we'll be back.
KSCO listeners, let's make Mrs. A's famous Salsa Buena the official Santa Cruz Super Bowl salsa. We produce 5 flavors: traditional, medium, and hot, which is delicious in soup. Salsa Verde uses a salsa or simmer sauce for delicious chili verde. Rojo Loco, rich in chili flavor with a mild heat. Pineapple Mango, tropical sweet with a little heat. There's nothing like it on the market. It's so delish. You'll find Mrs. A's Salsa Buena in over 200 markets.
Hi, it's Charlie from the Garden Company, your locally owned garden center. We finally have a real winter with cool, rainy weather, perfect conditions for planting roses, fruit trees, and berries. The bare root season offers the best selection and lowest prices of the year for new varieties and old favorites. And dormant plants readily adapt to their new homes with an explosion of growth in spring and summer. Imagine cutting a bouquet of roses to brighten your kitchen counter, or harvesting bowls of fresh, organic blueberries, raspberries, apples, apricots, nectarines, peaches, or plums. It's easy to do, and we can teach you everything you need to know about selection, location, planting, and care. Grow a climbing rose on a trellis, plant an espaliered apple against a fence, or save space with a pear tree that has 4 varieties on one trunk. Let us show you all the possibilities at The Garden Company, 2218 Mission Street, across from Safeway on the west side of Santa Cruz. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/thegardenco. The Garden Company Nursery and Gift Shop, proud member of Think Local First.
Every Saturday from 12 noon to 1 o'clock on KSCO, it's Perspectives with Dr. David Biles and Tom Quinn. Perspectives covers a number of topics, including holistic health, vaccinations, and government waste. Don't miss the next exciting Perspectives program here on AM 1080 KSCO. Every Saturday from 12 noon to 1, right here.
Now, I don't mean to be creepy or to bum you out, but sooner or later, all of us will have to face the unpleasant subject of death of a friend, relative, loved one, even self if you become terminally ill. If you find yourself in the position of having to make funeral arrangements, who are you going to call? That's easy, the closest undertaker, right? Well, yeah, but how do you know what makes a good undertaker and what makes a lousy one? What exactly do they do? What are the pitfalls? And what do they charge for their services? As a person fairly advanced in your years, or maybe not, not, you may have a ton of questions for a nice, friendly, pleasant, good-natured undertaker. We've got a young, charismatic one, Andrew Danielson from Pacific Gardens Chapel, as our guest on the next KSCO special this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, right here on We Know the Words friendly, good-natured, and charismatic do not necessarily go with the word undertaker, but tune in and decide for yourself. Radio, AM 1080 and FM 104.1 KSCO.
Okay, we have a full board, so please use brevity here in making your comments so I can get everybody in before we leave today. Rory. Hi, Rory.
By the way, really enjoyed your interview with Frank.
Oh, good, Rory.
Definitely, I'm for bringing them back for additional interviews.
Oh, wonderful.
For sure.
Well, we're going to start it. Marla?
I know you're short on time.
Yeah.
Real quick, I listened Wednesday. It was fascinating. I loved it. Can you tell me, what is that last word in the title?
T-E-R-R-O-R, terror.
Oh, terror. I put terror.
No, terror. That's my accent. It's sweet dreams and terror, like T-E-R-R-O-R, cells. You will not regret it, Marla. Get the book.
Okay,
Thanks,
I will.
Honey.
And thanks for doing your great work. That was a great idea.
Thank you, Marla.